Hello, it's Sia with Black Pearl Gardening here again. It is still Sunday, and as I was heading to take our pea harvest into the house, I noticed that we had some strawberries. Some are bigger than others, ready for harvesting. So I figured I would get those with you. And then I thought, you know what, why not take a little look-see around the garden and see what new stuff is going on that isn't in the green stalks, because we haven't done that in a little while. Now this one probably could sit for another day, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. There's another one. Oh, look at that beauty. Fabulous. Oh, I dropped my little one. I'm gonna go ahead and... Okay, this one's a little weirdo looking, but it's not ready. We can see that we have our beans. I did look it up to see kind of why are my bean plants turning yellow, and it said it was a nitrogen issue. So I did, oh, this guy. So I did put a solution together to try and boost the nitrogen. We'll see if, future growth ends up greening up. Okay, this one's definitely not ready. We do have a lot of flowers, so I'm just waiting for the bean harvest to kind of get underway. Ooh, this is a beauty too, but it's not quite ready. We'll give this probably another 2, possibly 3 days, and see where it sits. I don't want to jinx anything, but I will say that I have not put this cover on this green stalk. It's probably been a week and a half, 2 weeks maybe. Time, it just flies. So I think having put it on there for a little while, that the birds realized they weren't going to be able to get any of our stuff. Oh, this doesn't look like it's actually survived. That's okay. And so now, at least so far, I haven't noticed that they're even going towards any of our fruit. So, that's worked out, and it's allowed me. I mean, that cover, it was breathable, but I definitely had a little bit of angst about potentially causing problems by having this shrouded. All right, well, here's the little bit of a harvest of strawberries. Okay, and I think we will go over and just do a quick review of what's going on in the garden beds. Here's our San Marzano tomatoes. I think they're a paste tomato, aroma type. Beautiful. So nice to see that we've got some stuff coming in. Got lots of vigor up here. I did do a trimming. I'm wondering if I need to do another one, just because of how densely packed all this is. There's plenty of flowers though, so I guess I'll just kind of wait and see where things land. What are you doing, buddy? Okay, there we go. Here's our peppers. See, over here is where we used to have cilantro. We have harvested that out, and it's drying. Lots of flowers on our peppers over here. And we have a few, I think this is, mammoth jalapenos that are growing. I do have a little bit of a concern that maybe I should have somehow reorganized this so that these would get more sun than they might be getting currently, just because of the overgrowth of the tomatoes. That'll definitely be something that I'm going to have to think about for next year. But again, next year, I already am having thoughts that I might just need to do a bed that's all tomatoes, and so that would kind of resolve the issue. So those ones are the Carmen Italian peppers. These are our Sugar Rush Peach. Nothing, no little nubbins just yet, but we'll see. Oh, let me, slide over here. There we go. That's what I was hoping to show. This is our first Black Beauty tomato, just a little baby one. So, see, even with the clean out, there's a lot down here. So I do think I'm gonna have to do another trim, because it just feels like this is a little too densely packed to be healthy. So some of these lower branch things, as long as they don't have, tomatoes that look like they're about to start growing on them, I'll have to clear them off. We do have some of the Brad's Atomic. I don't know if you guys can see them right here. Oop. They're gonna be coming in. And some Juliet tomatoes. See, the Juliet tends to act very much like a cherry tomato in its vigorousness, which may have been a poor choice to put next to our Sun Gold cherry tomato. But I can't tell if those are Sun Golds or if those are also Juliets. Oh, this is a tomato mess. So I'll have to do some serious thinking on how can I make this work the best for the plants and the amount of harvest that I'm hoping to get out of them. But that is not for today. All right, here's kind of our squash bed, and our winter squash is going gangbusters. We've got some stuff growing over here that shouldn't be, though. But yeah, we've got a lot of things. And we've got a flower in there. We've got our tomatillo, which is coming along nicely. There's our Mountain Sweet yellow watermelon, which is starting to really spread around. And that over there was the Sugar Baby watermelon. It too is getting some spreading. I don't know what this is. I mean, it's obviously some kind of melon. I don't remember planting one right here, so no idea. But I've decided that I'm gonna leave it there, and we'll see what turns out from it. I mean, this already has a fair amount of big squashy type plants, so I don't know if there's really enough room for another one of those types of plants to be planted here, but we'll see. Now here we have our hybrid gentry, which is a summer squash, and we can see that we've got a couple of them growing already, which is really exciting. Look at that. What a beautiful flower. And of course, with it being kind of a yellowy orange color, my favorite. Oh, here's one. This is our zucchini, and maybe it wasn't something that I should have done, but I've been cutting some of these things off that have this browning of the leaves. I'm not sure. I haven't looked it up yet to see if I can figure out why we have the browning of the leaves. but I did clip some stuff off just because it seemed like it might be a good option. Hopefully I'm not creating a problem because of that. And I can't tell if this is just going to be another stem or if there might be some flowers coming in there. Yeah, hard to say. I'll switch over here, and we've got a lot of flowers over here. This is the dragon's egg cucumber, of which we have 2. And then over there is the Mexican sour gherkin, which is just starting to get going. And actually over here, so if you watched one of my, I guess it would be my last seed haul video, I had a bunch of different seeds that I wanted to get planted out. And because this area used to have our lettuce that we've harvested, this seemed like a great place to give it a go and add some flowers to the garden. This will absolutely end up being fairly shaded, especially as these grow up. But my hope is I'll be able to get them started and growing decently before there's too much of an impact from the sun. Now, the ones over here, that ship may have already sailed, so we'll have to see. I do need to water this again. I may wait until a little bit later in the afternoon just in case we're going to get some more rain, because obviously you want to keep your seedlings moist. Here we have our dragon carrots, purple dragon carrots. I did a second sowing, but so far this is the only new one that I've seen. And I think a lot of that is probably because the leaves from our cabbage and Brussels sprouts are just so enormous and they are shading them out. Same thing with our onions over here. They're doing okay, but they're definitely not as robust as other onions are in the other beds because they are definitely getting shaded out, squished by these big old leaves. And you can see the head formation on some of these cabbages. Not great. This one is just being eaten all to heck, but it looks like there's also one over here which again is being eaten all to heck. You can see there's like some kind of bug cocoon that was there. This one, it is forming up, but it seemed really loose to me, so I don't know a lot about growing cabbage, so this seems kind of loose. That one's been really eaten, so I'm not sure what our actual harvest is going to be, what even the possibilities of it are, which will be a little disappointing because I know that Scott's very much looking forward to having stuff to make sauerkraut and all sorts of other fermented stuff. So, I mean, bottom line, if our harvest doesn't actually produce, then, we'll try again, maybe in the fall. I'm not sure where we'd put it if we're going to do fall, but we'll definitely be doing some next year, and hopefully, we'll learn from our mistakes, and we can always buy stuff at the store. So if our harvest doesn't give us what we need. All right, beautiful, beautiful nasturtium. Lovely. Oh, and I did want to come around and show. Oh, did they? Nope, there it is. See, I wasn't sure if this was gonna put anything out, but look at that. We've got some flowers on our Bear's Lime. And if you've been with us for a little while, you know that this wasn't looking the healthiest coming off of the winter. It has definitely bounced back though, and so I'm very happy to see the vigor that it's showing. I would of course absolutely love if we could get some flowers and then some fruit. Here we've got some new flowers on the lemon, Myers lemon. These have been, kind of here for a little while, and as I've said before, I've gotten to this stage where it makes some baby fruit, and they get, maybe if I'm lucky, about this big, and then they never actually fully mature. So I am not holding my breath that this is going to turn into anything. This has definitely bounced back from the winter as well. Not fully, some of these leaves aren't looking as healthy as they could, but we do have new growth over here. Definitely no flowers, but I'll say I don't think I've ever actually seen any flowers on this guy in the 2 years that we've had it. So the lack thereof, not unusual, but I am going to continue to give it, time and see if, our patience is rewarded. And then this is the mandarin, which is, looking pretty good. There's new growth on it for sure. The new growth leaves aren't quite as dark as the older ones, but that may be normal. And of course, this is the first year that we've had this, so I don't really know its growing style, if I should expect any kind of flowers or even when. So we're kind of flying blind here. All right, and last but not least, we are at the first bed, and there's our ginormous pea plant, which we harvested a little bit earlier. There's our sunspot sunflower. This is our teddy bear sunflower. We actually have two of them. Definitely learned from this experience that I only want to do one in the general area, even though they are dwarf. The remains of the beets that are still growing and maturing, as well as a couple pockets of lettuce, a spoon tomato. Okay, so here are the carrots that I planted. These ones were the ones done by seed tape, so that's why there's a pretty nice uniform row here. Definitely not ready to harvest. Oh my gosh, and these weeds, they just don't stop. And then here's our onions. I am really, really hoping that what we're seeing here, the healthiness, the thickness of the stems is indicative of a really good harvest with some sizable bulbs. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure how much longer it's going to be before we can harvest, but these have not died back at all, really. We do have some flopping over, which might be a sign of we're starting to get there. But as I recall, the expectation, oh, and it looks like we've got a bunch of weeds in here, is that these need to completely die back. So we really need to see that they become 100%, brown. I'm sorry, I gotta get these weeds out of here. Okay. They need to be 100% brown and flopped over, and then I think at that point, that's either the point where you can harvest, or then you need to let them sit for just a little bit so that they can bulb out. I'll have to look that up again just to make sure I know the timing and what to expect. Um, Typically, I usually just plant my onions and I leave them until they look like they're dead. And then at that point, I pull them out and see what we've got. I typically don't do anything special with them. Um, yeah, they really are for me in the past at least a set them and forget them kind of planting. So, I water them of course, but yeah. So we'll see. And I was trying to think, last year about what time I ended up harvesting them, and I want to say I feel like it was in maybe August. So we could have another couple of months before these are actually ready to go. Okay, well, this has actually turned into a longer video than I was really anticipating, but happy to have you along. If you have any questions or suggestions, definitely drop them into the comments. We do read all of them, and I try to make sure that I reply to every one of them as well. Please consider not just liking the video, but also subscribing so that you can continue to see, just how things are going in our garden. And until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye bye.